how can you keep growing your business consistently in 2023? What are the things you need to have in place? What are the strategies you need to have in place so that you can have consistent growth, so that you can have a predictable business? Now, on the flip side of it, it's actually what we're going to talk about is what not to do. Why is your business stuck, right? Every single week, I speak to at least 10 different business owners. And the number one common thing that is popping up in all my conversations currently is that their business is stuck. It's not growing. Now, and I'm talking about all sorts of businesses, all sizes of businesses, from $1 million to $100 million in revenue per year. Now, can you imagine the wide range of variety of conversations I'm having, the wide range of businesses that I'm interacting with, but they have one single common problem, right? Which is their business is stuck. And it's quite interesting, like especially for a business that's doing $100 million in revenue every year, and they are feeling stuck, right? In fact, so much so that they're in a manufacturing business, and a majority of their manufacturing capacity, is not being utilized because they don't know how to grow their business. They don't know how to find the right customer for it, right? They are trying to pivot and they're trying to figure it out, but the plant that they had set up, to manufacture the products that they do, is not being utilized to the extent that it should be. And that's just crazy, right? I mean, can you imagine at that level if you have $100 million business? So it compelled me to put this out there today, right? To create a video that will help you with a simple and effective strategy, no matter what size of business you are, to keep growing consistently, continuously, right? So if you're excited about this video, hit the like button, comment below, right? And share this video with anyone who you might feel will benefit from it. Now, before I get into things, I know this feeling too well, of your business being stuck, of it not going in any direction, or it's not going in the direction you thought it would have gone. It's not growing at the pace you wanted it to grow, right? I've been there way too many times, and it's just not the best feeling to have. It's very difficult to face, and you seem to be kind of stuck in a cycle, right, of the same things over and over again, hoping for a different outcome every single day, but it just doesn't happen. So in this video, I'm going to give it my 100% to make sure it's worth your time, and to give you some actionable tips and strategies that will actually work for your business that you can use right away. So here are 3 things that I'm going to talk about in this video, 3 tips for you that will help you build a business that grows systematically, methodically, predictably in 2023 and beyond. Biggest problem that I saw coming up in my conversations with all these businesses or business owners was that they just did not have a proper system for lead generation. There was no strategy behind lead generation. They had no idea how would they generate leads, how do they connect with customers. I got all sorts of random responses, and again, I'm telling you, it was from 1 million to 100 million, same pattern, right? It was either old school networks or existing customers, or it was like, I have a sales team, and then the sales team somehow does outreach, right? But no specific system or strategy that they are following. Or it was some haphazard and random ways of generating new sales, but basically there was no clarity on lead generation. Now, if you want to grow your business consistently, seriously, lead generation is the key. If without any leads, if you're not generating leads on a consistent basis in your business, that means you're running out of oxygen, right? And what happens when we don't have oxygen? Well, we basically die, right? And that's what's going to happen to any business. So number one thing is to get clear on generating leads. So how are you going to generate leads? Where are you going to get these leads from? It's super important. Now, in order to do that, the first thing that you must do is get clear on where your target audience is. Now, in today's date, there is no better place than to be online to connect with your target audience. Especially after the pandemic, things have changed a lot, right? Everybody is available online. Everybody is able to have a conversation online. Everybody is open to that. You no longer need to be physically present in the city or state or country of your customers to go meet them physically. Now, does that have an impact? Is that something you should do? Absolutely. I'm not saying it's a flat no or blanket no to that, but to make a connection, to build a connection, to reach out to people, everything can be done from the comfort of your office, from your home office, from your factory, from wherever you are. You do not need to be physically in a specific place. Now, in Bulletproof teams, we specialize and we focus on helping B2B businesses grow. Our goal is to help you create fast growth, right? To accelerate your growth and give you the systems and processes so that you can continue to do this on your own by yourself. However, the frameworks I'm sharing are going to be equally applicable to B2C and D2C businesses. So please, pay close attention, right? Keep following, because there will be some benefit for you as well in case you're a B2C, D2C, or any other kind of business, right? Because the principles, the fundamentals remain the same. You have to generate leads that will buy your products or services. It doesn't matter what kind of business you are in. You may not, now, especially when it comes to like D2C brands, they're like, oh, we don't get into lead generation, and lead generation is not applicable to us, and all that stuff. I mean, you may not be calling it lead generation, you may be calling it something else, but at the end of the day, anyone who interacts with your brand before buying is a lead technically. So now the number one platform for business owners right now for B2B specifically is LinkedIn. It is the most valuable platform that you should be present on, where you can actually connect with your target audience, with high value target audience, or rather high quality target audience. That audience will pay you the way you expect to be paid, and with high margin in place, right? So LinkedIn essentially is the world's largest business database, high quality database that gives you access to all sorts of businesses globally, right? Doesn't matter the size of businesses that you work with, or that constitute as your target audience. They are there on LinkedIn. All right. I mean, well, as long as they've made a LinkedIn profile, they are there on LinkedIn, right? And that's what we need. We just need access to them. So as a business, it's very important, right, for you to be hyper active on LinkedIn, for you to share your knowledge, for you to be able to connect with people, for you to be able to establish your credibility, and for you to be able to formulate relationships on LinkedIn. And yes, I mean relationships. I mean, I do this day in, day out. Since I focus solely on helping B2B businesses, this is what we do for generating leads in our business. We connect with people every single day on LinkedIn, right? And we have conversations with them on LinkedIn. And from there, we book phone calls with them. And then from booking phone calls, we actually have sales calls with them. And then we see if we are a good fit or not, and then they start working with us, right? To help them grow their business, right? And in potentially the shortest possible time for them. All right, it's all about shrinking the time to grow your business. That's where we come in. And here's the number one thing that I want you to focus on is the easiest way to leverage LinkedIn is to subscribe for something called Sales Navigator. All right, Sales Navigator is a subscription tool within LinkedIn, and it gives you access to a tool where you can search the different kinds of industries, search for people with specific titles like CEO, COO, purchase manager, purchase head, right? Designers, directors, owners. I mean, you name it. If they have a title that that they're using to describe themselves, that exists on LinkedIn, right? You can define by how many years they have been in that particular position. So if, let's say, you're in manufacturing and you need to talk to the purchase department of another organization, then you can search for a purchase head who has, let's say, minimum 10 years of experience, because that level of seniority probably will give you access to the person who is a decision maker or who has direct access to a decision maker, right? Similarly, if you are a business that needs to talk to the owner, needs to talk to the CEO, needs to talk to the director, the managing director, whatever you call them, you can search for that on Sales Navigator. Again, with a particular number of years of experience. Sometimes in family businesses, the director might be too young and has less than 5 years of experience, and they may not be the right person to connect for you. You may need to connect with the previous generation. So you can search for, let's say, managing director, 10 years of experience, and you can then define by the geography, the location. For example, if it's India, you can do it all over India. If you want to dial it down to a particular city, let's say New Delhi, you can do New Delhi. If you want to do New York, you can do New York. If you want to do San Francisco, you can do San Francisco. Literally anywhere in the world, you can pinpoint to that city. Similarly, you have filters for selecting the industry, right? What industry are they in? Are they, let's say, manufacturing railroad? Are they manufacturing electronic equipment? Are they manufacturing garments? Are they manufacturing automobiles? Are they manufacturing automobile components? Are they information technology business? Are they management consulting services business? Any kind of business, that filter exists on Sales Navigator. Now, I don't want to make this into a Sales Navigator training, right? There's a lot of free resources, a lot of free videos, and of course, LinkedIn has their own resources that you can use. But the number one thing that I want to share with you is a subscription for Sales Navigator. It is the most easiest tool to use. I mean, a child can do it. You just look at the screen and you define the filters, and you don't even need, I think, more, you don't need more than 4 or 5 filters for it to start giving you effective results. Don't be cheap with it. I think LinkedIn gives you a free trial for a month or so if you're a first time user. But even if you're not, it's about $60 a month, right, to get access to one of the richest databases out there. So don't cheap out on that. Spend that. And just to give you an idea, we generate 30 high quality leads from LinkedIn every single month. So if you do the math, that's what, $2 a lead. That's pretty cheap actually, for getting a high quality lead. Of course, there are some leads that don't qualify, that might be junk or might not be relevant, but majority of them, these are legitimate businesses. These are people who are serious, because LinkedIn is a serious platform. LinkedIn is not like Instagram and Facebook where there's a lot of junk activity going on. People are serious over there. They want to build a network. They want to connect with people who either they want to do business with, or who may be able to help them grow their business, right? So, and just to give you an idea, just the entry level, right? I mean, the entry level thing that we do with customers, the minimum investment that they need to make to work with us is $3,000. So that's like, even if I convert one customer by spending $60 a month, you can imagine the ROI on that, right? And that the cost of that lead was $2. So a $2 lead is giving me minimum of $3,000 business. Now, how many of you would want that in your business, right? So it's extremely powerful. It works. We do this day in, day out. And if you want to know more, comment below or send me a DM wherever you're watching this video, and I'll be happy to chat more about it. And now I want to be clear with you that this is the bare minimum that you can do on LinkedIn. Doing this is still not tapping into the full potential of LinkedIn. In fact, in this very moment, we have already laid the foundation and we have started doing the work to go to the next level and amplify our reach on LinkedIn for 2023. We are doing this work right now, and we're super excited to roll this out as well in our business, because there are so many opportunities on LinkedIn to have genuine conversations, meet with genuine people, talk to genuine people, and actually do business with genuine people. So you simply cannot ignore LinkedIn if you are serious about growing your business right now and in 2023 and beyond. Get on it. So the next thing that I want to share with you is that, in these conversations with various businesses, right? The number one thing, again, the other thing that was missing is there was no clear system of, marketing and selling in their business. It was, again, old school networks or a sales team, but there was no proper defined system of, how are you going to generate leads, and then what are you going to do with that lead? And that's what the system is. Like, you can get to generating a lead. There are lots of different ways to it. Even if you just post content or regularly, consistently, and your content is making sense to your target audience, you can generate leads. But what do you do with those leads? Because if you want to grow your business, it has to be methodical. It has to be done in a methodical manner. It cannot be a system ABC today and then a system BCY tomorrow, and then on the day after that, you basically don't do anything about it, and then you get back on it. There has to be daily consistent action, right? And that's why a system is important, because a system helps you be consistent. And what I mean by consistency is taking consistent action, a particular type of action. So it's very important, to understand, like, if you're going to be posting content, how do you post content? And then from that posting when you're posting content, that should generate leads for you. Then how do you interact with those leads, right? How do you do outreach with those leads? From doing that outreach with those leads, how do you converse with those leads? And after you, in that conversation, how do you book a call with that lead so that you can qualify that lead, if they are a good fit for you and your business or not, right? And for them as well, they should be able to assess if you are going to be a good fit for them as well or not, right? And once you've done the qualification process, then how do you actually convert that lead into a paying customer? Everything is a system. So the reason why your business gets stuck is that there is no system to grow it, right? And if there is no system to grow it, then you are not able to clearly assess how you are going to grow your business, how you are not able to understand it fully, to be honest, right? So it's very important to have a system in place, because the system keeps you consistent. A system forces you to do the same things over and over again every single day, So when you take the same action over and over again every single day, what happens is you're able to see what's working, what's not working, where can you do better, right? You know that you are doing a set number of activities to grow your business, to market and sell basically in your business, and what results those activities are producing and what results they are not producing, in the sense that you may have an expectation of the number of leads it generates for you, or the number of sales it generates for you, or the kind of conversations it generates for you. But if it's not doing that then you know what's missing, where do you need to tweak, right? And there's a whole strategy into it. Again, like I said earlier, how did you outreach to the customer? Did you go straight into selling to them, or did you actually try to build a relationship with them? Did you invite them for a conversation, or did you force them into a conversation? All these little things matter, right? So how do you outreach to people, to new prospects? How do you connect with them? How do you talk to them? Makes a big difference. All right. And once you've initiated the conversation, how do you invite them to have a call with you in a manner which is non-threatening to them, which makes them feel comfortable because you have their best interest in mind? And then how do you actually qualify them on that call? Right? It's a very, very important stuff. And this is the number one flaw I see in businesses. They don't have a system in place. They don't track their numbers, right? And that's what I want to go next, is talking about numbers, because systems work only when they're backed by numbers. We as human beings understand tangible data. We need to understand. We look at numbers and we're able to understand. For example, a common example is weight loss, right? We understand weight loss when we get up on the weighing scale. And when we see the scale show a lower weight, we understand that we are losing weight. When the scale shows a higher weight, we understand that we are gaining weight. In the same way, we need to assess our marketing and sales initiatives. How many, from everything, right? How much content are you putting out there? What results are you getting from that content? How many leads are you generating every single day? How many leads are you connecting with every single day? You might be generating 30 leads a day, but if you're connecting with 0, that's not going to help you grow your business. Right? And that's what we're going to talk a little bit more about this on the next point that I'm going to share with you, right? But the key takeaway for you over here is that tracking your numbers and running your business with numbers, especially your marketing and sales, is super important. When you're able to track the numbers, you're able to track the activity that you're doing, right? It's all about tracking the activity that you're doing, and that's what is daily consistent action all about, right? It's about doing specific tasks, and businesses don't do it consistently. Doesn't matter what size you are. I've seen it. I've seen quite a few different kinds of businesses. As I mentioned in the beginning of this video, $1 million to $100 million having the same problem, right? You're having the same problem because you are not monitoring your numbers. You are not monitoring what efforts your marketing team is doing, or if you are not a big enough business and you do the marketing, then what activities you are doing, right? You're not tracking that. You're not able to tell, okay, what did I do Monday through Friday? How many leads did I connect with? How many people did I qualify? How many people did I sell to, right? All of that makes a big difference in you understanding how to grow your business. And I want to be honest with you, right? I mean, I've had 15 years of experience, a little over 15 years of experience in the world of business. I came into a joint venture company, it was joint venture with a Japanese manufacturer, one of the top 3 manufacturers for digital printing machines globally. And we did not have a system. In fact, when I came into that business, the number one question I kept asking my business partners: how do we do that? How do we market? How do we sell? But I never got an answer. It was like, it was always like, you'll learn it, you'll get out there, you'll build your networks, you'll talk to people, you'll figure it out. But there was no method. There were few specific things that we used to do every single year to put ourselves out there, to showcase our products and connect with people. But nothing was documented. There was no system behind it. There was no step-by-step journey that we could take the prospect from saying yes, that I'm interested in, all the way to becoming a paying client. All right. And I want to be honest with you guys, it's easier said than done. It takes a lot of effort. In fact, I mean, it's not complicated, to be honest. The numbers that I'm talking about, the system that I'm talking about, the system that I use in my business, that I help my customers also use, it's not complicated at all. It's pretty simple. But it gets complicated because of the effort that is required to live your life with that system, right? It gets complicated because it requires a change in your mindset of how you're going to run your business, right? It requires you to change how your team is going to be running the business for you as well, with you and for you. All right. And that's where the challenge always comes when it comes down to systems, right? But trust me, once this rolls out and once you start working with it, you'll never go back, because things just become so crystal clear for you. When you can monitor your daily consistent action in a number format, and you can see where the gaps are, then you know exactly what you need to do to be able to fix a problem in your business. And in this particular case, it's the growth of your business. To sum it up, right? A system is super important because it gives you transparency, it gives you control, it gives you predictability, it helps you understand what's working, what's not working, because you're taking specific action. Limited number of actions being taken by you in every single day help you understand what are the limited number of things that are working, not working, what's going wrong or what's working really well in your business. And when you do that, it gives you absolute clarity, right? It gives you absolute clarity instead of shooting in the dark, instead of doing a lot of guesswork, instead of doing random things, instead of not being able to clearly answer any questions that you may have about your business, right? And finally, once you have LinkedIn dialed in, once you have chosen the platform where your target audience is, and for some people it could be Facebook, it could be Instagram, it could also be YouTube, it could be I don't know, Pinterest, it could also be email, right? There are a lot of different avenues where your audience is. I mean, email is there for everyone, to be honest. Any kind of business, email is something that we should all leverage. So once you have that dialed in, once you're focusing on a platform to generate leads, right? And once you have a system in place, the next thing is, and this is again where a lot of business owners make a big mistake, a lot of businesses get this wrong, is not spending the time to have real conversations with the leads that you're generating. Right? Just generating leads is not enough. Majority of your time as a business owner should be focused on marketing initiatives, and there's no greater marketing initiative that once you get when you get leads, is connecting with those leads, having real world conversations with them, right? You can have a conversation with them through chat, you can have it on the phone, you can have it via Zoom calls, you can have it in person as well, right? But again, to maximize your time, I highly recommend doing like video conferences using tools like Zoom, so that you can have more number of conversations in a day. When you go for in-person conversations, you'll maybe do 1 or 2 or 3 in a day, but when you are able to maximize technology, then you can do a lot more conversations over there, right? But the point is how to spend your time, and that is focus, and that your number one focus is to stay connected to your marketplace, is to have real conversations with them, right? This is the number one mistake business owners make. They are very comfortable staying in the day-to-day operations of their business, because they feel it gives them a sense of achievement, and rightfully so, right? Because we are all experts, we love to solve problems in our businesses, and we love to give direction to the team, we love to solve their problems, but if you're being true to yourself, you also know it frustrates you the most, right? Running the day-to-day operations is very stressful, and that's definitely not going to help you grow your business, because if majority of your time is just going in operating your business, if you have become the COO, then that's what's going to grow the operations of your business. That means your workload in the operations, right? Your job as a CEO is to grow your business, to give it direction, and your growth will only come from the market. The market will tell you if what you have to offer is good or not. You may produce the best thing, you may have the next best thing after sliced bread, you may have the greatest product, but if the market doesn't want it, if there is no demand for it, nobody's going to buy it. That's as simple as that. So it's very important, right? Even before you actually start looking at building the next best thing that you came up with, you connect with the marketplace. You have real world conversations with the marketplace. You have valuable conversations with the marketplace where you give them where you add value to them. And the biggest way you can add value to the marketplace is by understanding what they are going through, what are their challenges, what are their goals, what are they looking for, what problems are they facing, and then you come in and solve that problem for them. So your ultimate job is to be a hero to your marketplace. If you can be a hero to your marketplace, a true hero, by listening to them sincerely, by having golden, valuable conversations with them, nothing can stop you from growing your business. Now, of course, I want to remind you, there's a caveat to this, on the backs of making sure that you're generating leads regularly and you have a system, you have daily consistent action. Now, the other thing I want to be honest about is business owners avoid this. right? You are most likely going to ignore this advice. You are not going to take action on it. Why? Because it's too uncomfortable. Because it's comfortable in just running the day-to-day operations of your business. It's not comfortable to talk to strangers. It's not comfortable to do marketing activities, and it is rightly so. It's only, I mean, please understand that the only reason that's happening is because nobody taught it to us, or you didn't learn it, or you have known your business to run a certain way, right? But as I'm recording this video and as things are changing and as we are approaching to 2023, we're getting into 2023 rapidly, things have changed drastically. The way business happens has changed drastically. The way consumers buy has changed drastically. The way your target audience is buying has changed drastically. And the only way for you to figure that out is to connect with them, to understand them deeply, right? So what you need to have is deep conversations, have deep, so stay deeply connected with your target audience so that you can have deep conversations with them and where you can understand your target audience. This is the one thing that will help you stay ahead of the competition at all times. It's the conversations you have. Always remember, people buy you before they buy your product or service. Your product and service comes next. Trust comes first. Credibility comes first. Relationship comes first. All these things lead to building a great relationship with your target audience, who can then trust, who can put their trust in you, right? And then you can be their hero and help and solve their problem. So what I'm essentially trying to say is that the only thing that is between you and the next level in your business is you. The more you're out there, the more you're able to systemize, focus on marketing and sales activities, systemizing those, measuring it by numbers, right? The easier it'll get for your business to grow, right? And always remember, there's always level 1 for everything. You might feel that everybody else is at level 10 or level 20. It doesn't matter. Your level is your level, and that's where you start, and just be okay with that. Start wherever you can. Start by taking shitty action if you have to, right? Do a rough job, whichever way you understand, right? There's tons of free resources. If you want some specific help, then I'm happy to connect with you as well, right? Comment below if you want to have a chat about how this can happen in your business, or like I said, YouTube is one of the greatest resources. LinkedIn has their own resources that you can use to understand how you can implement this in your business, right? Watch this video all over again. So here's a quick summary for you. 3 things that I mentioned today. Number 1 is get clear on the platform where your target audience is, right? Be very clear and focus on that platform. So in today's case, we talked about LinkedIn, but for others, Facebook is relevant, Instagram is relevant, YouTube is relevant, email is relevant, right? But get clear on where your target audience is. It's very important for you to know that, because that's how you will stay focused on generating leads from that platform. Now, second thing is, once you're clear on the platform, systemize everything. How are you going to interact with these? How are you going to generate leads from there, right? Systematically. How are you going to have conversations with those leads? How are you going to convert those conversations into phone calls, right? Proposal meetings or presentations or whatever you want to call them with those people. And how is from there, how are you going to convert them into paying clients? All right, systemize everything and measure every single activity, right? Take daily consistent action. That's what's going to help you go to the next level, right? Systemizing the growth in your business. And once you do that, number 3 is spending your entire time on, or majority of your time rather, on having real world conversations with your marketplace. Have deep conversations with them, establish deep connections, deep relationships, build trust. It takes time. It takes time for anything to produce results. This overnight growth formula or overnight become a millionaire, multi-millionaire, 9-figure, billion-dollar business, whatever, doesn't work. It takes time. It will take time for you to test this system, to learn this system, to see the results it's producing. It will take time for you to understand your marketplace. It will take time for you to be able to be more effective on the proposals or the sales calls that you're going to be having. Right? But the more deeply you connect with your customer base, the more genuine you are, the more value you add to them, is what's going to define the growth for your business in 2023 and beyond. I hope you found this video useful. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you so much for your valuable time. I would love to know what was your biggest takeaway. So please comment below, hit the like button if this resonated with you, and I'll see you in my next one. All right, cheers. This is Nikhil from Bulletproof Teams.